Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Shobocast.
Just go with it.
Hello and welcome to the Shobocast episode 6. I'm Paul.
I'm tired.
I'm Cameron.
And I am also tired.
Today we're talking about Warriors Gate.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
other things.
And
So many things. So many things.
Oh, at least 3.
So many
there's at
things,
least
so
a
little
thing.
time.
if you only wrote down 3 bits of news by any chance, Dan?
There's usually only about 3 bits of news anyway.
We just waffle.
How are you all doing this week?
Not the best.
Not the best
No.
day, but the week overall since last
Nah.
episode has been alright.
It's been a shit day, hasn't it?
It's been a bad
It's been
day.
a shit day and it's been
And it's only gonna get
a
worse for
mediocre
you.
week.
Yeah. Chadwick Boseman died today. That's
Yeah.
shit.
Proper sad.
Oh, I liked him.
Same. He was great.
First bit of news. The Evil of the Daleks and Abominable Snowmen have been announced.
The what?
They're getting the Abominable Snowman. Do you have an issue with that? Do you have an issue with the way I pronounced that?
Speculated.
Which is being reported by the Mirror. They're getting animated.
No.
They're being animated.
They said cartoons.
They did
Did
say
they?
cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even.
That really annoyed me. I don't know why.
It's like when people say toys instead of action figures. Rubs
Nah,
me
that
down
doesn't bother me because it's aimed at kids.
No, because they are toys.
Yeah.
No, they're action figures, Dan.
They're for kids, and
No.
that's fine. But
5-inch action figure. That's what it says on the box.
This sort of
What
comes
is
up
this,
to a news story later on with how I shared it with you guys, and it's sort of
Was it?
ironic what Dan has said.
now, which Dan is this?
Not you.
Okay.
Oh, right.
What is this? Some sort of celestial action figure maker?
What has happened to this episode?
Oh god, it's.
Oh no, sorry, it was Paul that did it.
Dan,
I
Dan
feel
really
like-
has to be
me
finished.
having a video presence has really derailed the show.
Oh, Cameron, I think I know what news story you're talking about, and I've realised I've not put it in the news.
That was my only contribution to the news this week.
Do
Right,
you,
should
do you
we-
want to take the lead on it later? I'll let you take the lead on it.
I know, fuck all.
Did you put
I'm
Dan's
not
one
the
in?
action. I'm not the action figure person here. But still, back to the original bit of news.
None of us are
Yes.
action figure people. It's not Toy Story.
No, we're real people.
Oh shit, I'm real.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So, Evil and the Daleks and Abominable Snowman, from 1967, are 2 Second Doctor stories, and they're rumored to be getting animated stories coming out in 2021. Not animated stories, just animated, like
Recreations.
yeah. What was the
Like
was it
anime.
the faceless ones?
Yes,
Yes, anime.
ones. Revelation of the Daleks.
I think 10th Planet got a bit
No,
animated as well.
Not
10th
Power.
Planet is also a bit done as well.
Yeah.
Recently, it was Power
Yeah,
of
you're
the
thinking of
Daleks. and
Power.
Power of the
Faceless
Daleks.
Ones.
Yeah, well, yeah, because this is they're just one of a lot of episodes that the BBC just went, oh, we don't need this anymore.
Mm.
Whatever it is, Doctor Who, that's not going to last.
But we
Let's just
need
get rid of
we
it.
need the audio though.
We need the.
Why? How
Yeah.
do they have all of the audios,
I've
but
no
none
idea.
of
Because the audio, like with this, the audio is recorded separately.
Right. I'm glad someone brought that up because I was going to ask.
So they have the film reel, which was more expensive and took up more space than the audio reels. So they could save the audio reels, and then they either destroyed or wiped the film reel so they could reuse it.
The more you know.
Right.
Depending on who you get the story from, depends on whether they destroyed it or wiped it so it could be reused. Because
Right.
it was expensive. Because lots of shows from back then are missing lots of episodes, like Doctor Who, Dad's Army, other shows that I don't watch, so don't give a shit about.
Riverdale, Glee.
One can only hope.
Yeah, so Evil of the Daleks has 1 episode of the 7 that survived or has been found. They've both got 1 episode that's been found, but the rest are all missing. I don't know if it's being fully, if the one that's remaining is being animated as well. I probably should have checked that, but I haven't, and I will not.
Well, we don't know because this is only a speculated story.
Yeah.
The Mirror are just going, this might happen because it's on the list of episodes to be done.
Well, what was it?
Eventually
Radio
we'll either have the original episodes that they'll find in a storeroom in Peru next to a bear eating marmalade sandwiches, or they'll just animate them because we have the audio for all of them.
The Radio Times said something. Yeah, but apparently, at the end of the Radio Times article, they were a little bit more specific, saying like they have some insider news and they know it's happening, more or less. It's, I mean, on a separate note, it's amazing how, for the news story, for the article that broke it, the Mirror article was remarkably awfully written. Which I don't think
now, is that the Mirror article or just the Mirror?
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, as a whole, the Mirror, but the article was just utter dog shit.
It could be worse. It could be Screen Rant. Fuck you, Screen Rant.
Let's not go there.
Fuck you.
And what they've done today.
Fuck you.
Oh, what have they done today?
They have done an article saying.
What can Marvel do now that Chadwick Boseman's died within an hour of his death?
Oh, come on.
It then took them 4 hours to apologise and take the article down.
Come on, that's a bit.
And then they also apparently had an article about Rose that's been taken down as well.
Before they took the article down, they removed the author's name from it, so he couldn't get any other blame.
Oh, there were screenshots already.
There's another bit of news, but before I do that, Paul, do you want to talk about what you've been up to this week?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. So
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I went back to work the other day and it was pretty
No, this is not going a direction I thought it would be.
I had a white. No, I'm joking. That Dan simply must edit this out, but he won't.
I've made a horrible mistake.
You had a WAP.
Well, yeah, it was very wet.
Say it,
Dan.
I had one that ended in Power of the Daleks for P, but I can't remember what it was now. A widely animated Power of the Daleks. That's what it was.
I do have Power of the Daleks. Yeah, torture still.
Oh, I can't believe this is in introduction to the project you've been working on.
Do you wanna? It's called One Fantastic Scene. I've got loads of YouTubers together, yeah, big and small, to talk about series 1 of Doctor Who.
Am I one of the big or one of the small?
Mediocre.
Get your dick out and we'll see.
This is the serious bit for your passion project.
You asked me to leave a space in the news for this.
I weren't prepared. That you can't spring this on me like that.
You knew I was going to give it. You knew I. Oh fuck!
Careful with that.
Right, basically, right. I'll do it. I'll do it for
Go
you.
on. I'll let you do it then.
I'm sure if you're into the film YouTube, you remember the one marvelous scene, the one excellent scene, where a bunch of film YouTubers talked about their favorite Marvel scene, their favorite X-Men scene, and what Paul's managed to do, and it's really impressive, is he's managed to get a bunch of Doctor Who YouTubers together to talk about their favorite Christopher Eccleston scene in time for his return to Big Finish, and it's called One Fantastic Scene. And I'm really proud of him, or I was, until he said everything he's just said in the last 5 minutes.
Don't worry, it's getting cut.
Thank you, Dad.
It's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's genuinely amazing.
Really good.
It's
I've
genuinely
already seen
amazing
the
what
first
you've managed
video.
to do.
When you see the
I'm a bit-
lineup, you'll be like, what?
I'm a bit annoyed my idea fell through because they told us to fuck off, but
Yeah,
It was
well,
very
politely.
ambitious.
It was
Yeah.
very polite. Basically,
it was polite, but it was a cat and hell's chance of
yeah, basically you
actually
sent an
happening.
email to Christopher Eccleston's agent asking him if he wanted to get involved, and they went, thank you for emailing us, but please go away.
Basically. But yeah,
I mean, I did literally just Google Christopher Eccleston contact and just sent the first link.
It's all right though because we've got Nicholas, but we haven't. But I could ask him, you know.
You know, he has got involved in a lot of fan projects in the past, so it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
I might mess.
That's how he got involved in Doctor Who.
What's going on? And then when he
Do you want to
says
take the
nothing, I'll
pillow
go,
off your head?
"Great."
Oh yeah, listeners to this podcast, other Dan has had a pillow on his head for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think
And quite frankly, I don't blame him.
I think it kept touching the microphone, so...
What was I... So yeah, I've seen the first video that's been made for this series, and it's better than mine will be, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's because it's Davis, and he can make them in 2 minutes, and they're better than anything any of us could do.
It's fantastic.
I don't know how he edits so quickly. It takes me like 3 hours to do one of these podcasts, and all I have to do is put an image on the front.
It took me
maybe
about
trim
3
it.
hours.
And he
does 20 minutes.
You do have a lot of
essay
dick jokes to take out.
I asked Dan to edit me and Cameron talking the other day just because I thought this will take me days. And he done a fantastic job.
Notice though, I put 110% effort into the beginning and the very end, and the middle I just didn't listen to.
Fair play. I don't blame you. Yeah, that review. It's more of a just us talking for a bit.
It's a friendly chat. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also then means we don't have to talk about it in this video because we have a separate video talking about Out of Time, which came out this week, but there is more news about that. Dan!
And that is the next news story, actually. So as you all know, Out of Time 1 came out this week. Paul and Cameron, you reviewed it on your YouTube channel, didn't you? So check that out. And they've just announced what Out of Time 2 and 3 are going to be. And they are multi-Doctor stories with David Tennant and Peter Davison and then Colin Baker, which I think is real cool. So they're doing 4, 5, and 6, all team up with 10.
I hope they have a father-in-law joke with Davison and Tennant.
Oh,
and
that's going to be...
They are missing
great
something.
to listen to.
And yeah, I can't remember what the plot of 5 and 10 is because it looked boring in comparison.
I've got it here.
What 6 and 10 is?
Wait,
so Out of Time 2 with Peter Davison and David Tennant. That's going to be them fighting the Cybermen in the catacombs of Paris. It's written by David Llewellyn.
Ooh.
It does sound decent until you see what number 6 is. Not number 6, the next one.
I didn't think they'd be able to top just 10 and 4 in general.
Yeah.
And then number 6 sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, so this is 10 and 6. Find the Weeping Angels on a planet of blind people. Which I think is really cool. It's written by Lisa McMullen.
The only problem I've got with them is they are apparently one a year. So the Weeping Angels on the blind person planet isn't going to be here until 2022.
July 2022. Yeah, and Out of Time 2 is June 2021.
Yeah,
I'd like to say that the Weeping Angel one's called Wink.
Yes.
That's a fantastic name.
Do you even know why the Big Finish stuff seems to take so long?
They're
announcing
because
they announce stuff that comes out. Like
they announced Out of Time 1
like a month or two before it was out.
Yeah, and they've recorded it during lockdown, so they have a very quick turnaround time for when they actually pull their finger out and start recording.
I heard somewhere that they've pre-recorded loads of stuff with Tom Baker, like just loads of extra little adventures that are just there for when they need them. And we're talking like years ago, so I don't know if that's true, but it means that
so is that why there was news a few weeks ago about
2024?
Here's some stuff that's coming to Tom Baker Big Finish stuff. It's coming out in 4 years.
Yeah, it's usually already been recorded, or...
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's what I heard, though. It might not be fully true.
They're going to look really stupid without the Tom be immortal. and they're planning for nothing.
Anyway, that's the news for this week. No Time Lord Victorious news.
You're wrong.
There's new toys.
There's new figures.
What is that?
The Jungles of Mechanus, which is 2 Daleks.
They're basically the Peter Cushing Dalek movie. Daleks.
Basically, they don't have the rights to make toys based off those movies. So what they realised was in the chase, the production crew actually borrowed 2 movie Daleks and stuck them in the background. So you can basically get 2 movie Daleks, but they're referred to as the ones that are in the back of shot in the chase. It's very clever. So basically, they are movie Daleks.
Oh, that's good.
But
The chase is a really good story, though.
they're based off the ones that were in the chase, but actually also appeared in the movie before that.
That's very good.
Cheeky.
No. Do you release the trailer for the comic?
Oh, that's what I didn't include that because there's nothing new in there really. It's a trailer for a thing. No, but there's nothing new in it. It's just telling us stuff we already knew.
But
It's just not very. There was nothing interesting.
Oh, Paul,
would you kindly shut the fuck up?
Paul, you've got a headline you missed off.
What?
You have got a headline you missed off to talk about in the news. Discord.
Oh, I have. Yeah. So.
Oh, where's this going?
You
alright?
So yeah.
Come on. Get it out.
Dan, why you set me up for failure?
Just as a point before Paul goes off on one, the caves of Meglados, whatever they're called, Daleks, are limited to 5,000.
Caves of Meglados.
That's an episode.
Jungles of Mechanus.
Yeah.
But I will now.
Just call it whatever.
I have ordered a set, so when it arrives, I will put a sticker label over it saying the Caves of Meglados, or whatever the fuck you said.
Right.
The Caves of Meglados.
The big news.
It does sound like something that would appear in Doctor Who.
It does, yeah.
The big news of the week, also Time Lord Victorious related, I assume.
Is it?
Doctor Who saved man's life in bikini opens up about it. Slams sexism in medicine. What? I think that was Peter Davison.
Have we done this joke? We've done this joke 3 times now, where we take a real headline, and it wasn't funny the first time.
And not once has it been funny.
Well, you've got to try.
You know what, Paul? I think it's okay that you fucked the joke up because, quite frankly, there wasn't one there to begin with.
Oh, Dan takes the news very seriously.
It's his it's his baby. That's his segment.
I take pride in it. I genuinely do. Take pride.
I don't know what I'd do if the randomizer wasn't in my life. Honestly, that gives me purpose.
Yeah, and I think
we're removing the randomizer.
I don't know what my bit in this is. I think I'm just here to sit in the corner making terrible jokes.
We saw earlier when Paul tried to talk about his thing, why it is he does not do the news.
Oh yeah, I cannot do the news.
That and no one understands him.
Oh.
Got him.
Are you just going to do your best Scouse impression again?
Nope.
Liverpool! Chicken!
Wow.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Shobocast. Today we're talking about your mum.
Wow. Wait there. Should I talk like this from now on?
No.
You should talk in your Colin Baker voice from now on.
Change, my dear, and it appears not a moment too soon.
My favourite one being, it's a dab, my dear, and it seems not a moment too soon.
It's called the floss, my dear. It appears not a moment too soon.
Spare change, my dear.
Homeless Colin. Change, money.
Listen, I know we're not going to talk about Warriors Gate as much as we've talked about.
Speaking of Colin Baker, though, that does give us a link into this because he was originally one of the names of the actors they wanted to be an extra in this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
He was
along with like 400 other people.
Yeah, he was an extra in.
Not
an extra. He did play someone in like an earlier thing before he was cast as the Doctor.
Peter Davison one.
He was in Mark of Infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played
classic
Commander Maxil. Did he?
In classic Doctor Who style, they were in a former episode before they were cast in a lead role.
Did you know even William Hartnell was in a former episode of Doctor Who before it started?
No way.
Oh, where's this going?
The pilot episode. Can you believe it?
Oh, he's done it again.
Oh.
He's done it again.
I didn't know where I was going with that joke when I started it.
Paul has saved comedy.
This podcast just got a whole lot better. Shall we start the main segment then?
Let's start the main
Because we're out of news.
A lesser man would have made a timeless children joke then, but not me.
I was thinking of like pre-Hartnell doctors.
Yeah. A lesser man would have made a good joke, but not Paul. Not Paul. Oh.
So what was everyone's opinions on this?
It was
going in and then at the end.
Good. It was good.
It was fine.
It was right all week. Dan's been chatting shit about it too.
I'm not been chatting shit
So-
about it.
I'm gonna be shit.
There's
and
stuff
then
I like.
When I watched it, it was quite fun. So I think it's good.
Not
great though.
There's stuff that I like in there, but as a whole, it's not one that I'd want to rewatch anytime soon. Unless I was doing a marathon and I had to watch it, I wouldn't revisit it.
I will say, the last thing I expected to see when I turned it on was fairy torture porn.
So Cameron, what did you think?
Right.
What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, it is a good episode and it's got good ideas in it, but
There's something about part 2 and 3, like with Earthshock, where it's just like it drags a bit.
I think that's because
that
we've
might
all
be
been raised on Modern Who, where it's clean,
more efficiently
stories,
written.
more like they have the time to write them and things.
Yeah.
Whereas this was commissioned in like June, and the script was done in August.
I know what you mean
That's
by that
2
point,
months,
but I'd argue Inferno.
Yeah, but they've got like a year to write the scripts in Modern Who.
How many parts is Inferno? That's like 6 or 7 parts, and that flies by, and stuff happens.
But
I don't know,
also
something about this one just didn't feel.
Warriors
right.
Gate, it was originally written as a more comedic episode, and so then the script editors changed it to, because the script was also longer originally as well, which, can you fucking imagine that? If you've just said parts 2 and 3 were boring. So it was a longer script, and they shortened it and changed it a bit to fit in with everything else with the rest of the series, and made it less comedic. And any of the comedy in it was played more deadpan.
Oh, the comedy in it was fantastic though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the comedy in this.
Dan,
What was your favourite piece of
overall
comedy?
thoughts?
Basically any of those two guys who kept running away and getting off their jobs, they were quite a good comedy act.
I thought something was going to come of those two. I thought I was building to something, and then they
Who would these?
then they
two
just
kinda
die at
wandered
the
on?
end.
Yeah.
My favourite bit of comedy was when the skeletons going after the doctor, and then he just pretends to be one of the skeletons, stands there with an axe, just doing nothing. Like he's convincing anyone. I thought that's brilliant though.
I love that bit. I thought that was a bit of fun.
That was so good.
Yeah,
So-
just overall, it's fine.
Yeah, I'd give it. I know we do scores at the end, but I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. Like
6
I can
6 or
understand
7,
that,
I'd give it.
6.345, I think.
An excellent number.
Why are you stroking your beard? You don't have one.
No, I don't.
Actually,
I have a spot there though that I can just kind of rub, and it becomes magic.
Oh, Dan, get the puss off the camera, Jesus!
Oh, sorry, just goes everywhere.
Get that spot.
So
too
wet.
excited.
It's that strong. It's gone through Discord and onto Dan.
It came out of our cameras.
It's oozing out of your speakers, out of your headphones.
Hukaki in Dan's house.
A
Fucking
hukaki.
hell.
Hukaki, yeah.
That is something straight from our good old favourite Reddit thread.
Oh no!
But let's not go
No.
there. So I think overall we can say, before we get into the plot and little bits and bobs and trivia,
Yeah,
it was enjoyable.
Yeah,
But it's not we're not saying go and watch it immediately and seek it out.
it's not standout.
No.
No.
It's going into this. I was because I seen when I went to buy the DVD to it before. I just decided to get BritBox. I've got BritBox now. But it came as a box set as part of the E-Space trilogy.
Yes.
It was like the final part in that, and I was worried that I wasn't going to understand what was going on. But then, so I read the plot summaries for the first two serials. And I realised they were as boring as this one, and nothing happened apart from the introduction of Adric.
Adric was introduced in these.
In 2
yeah.
episodes before, was it one of?
Oh, 2 episodes before the Warriors. Right.
Yeah.
I think so.
I thought you meant in Warriors Gate. I was going to say what. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
They just cut it out.
because I remember them mentioning in Earthshock, like, "Oh, I'm from East Space or whatever." I'm like, what the fuck? What's that? What's going on there?
He meant like the emails because he's from the future.
Yes, he's as we all know, you simply have to be on email.
Not twice in an episode.
Spotify on in the background.
You're living electronic space.
What?
Your Spotify's still on in the background.
I know.
Yeah, it's still playing the song though.
I know.
Yeah, it's not in the recording.
Because I can hear it.
It's not like Paul trying to sabotage our episode by playing Brendan halfway through. Remember that? I had a panic attack. I was like, no, don't. It's copyright.
I'll put it on right now, Dan.
I think that's one disadvantage with watching things the way that we are, where it's completely random and we're all over the shop with different doctors and stuff. Is that we don't see the overarching thing as well. So I think maybe if we get a story from New Beginnings or something like that, we just watch the set. And then we do. So then the next 3 episodes are those 3 stories. I feel like because then we'd have a better idea.
God help us when we get Trial of a Time Lord.
Yeah, that'd just be 4. Well, no, because it'd be our first one would be the Mysterious Planet, and then Mind Warp, and then the
As
Void.
we've established, Dan watches the Trial of a Time Lord every day.
Nightly. Before supper.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that with the episode we managed to get randomized was the last classic episode we watched was Earthshock, which both
killed
featured,
Adric.
Yeah, which is the end to Adric. Features references to the fact that Romana's still in E-Space.
It's weird, they do link together quite well.
Yeah, and like this is like the end of the E-Space trilogy, and like Romana's staying in E-Space and stuff. It's just a weird little coincidence.
Sorry, I just need to mute my Discord server. Just if anyone's listening and they thought they were getting Discord notifications, it's on my end. Just in case. No, I know you weren't. I'm just saying for the people listening. So I'm just going to mute it real quick. Sorry, carry on. I completely derailed.
Oh, I was done. that thought was done. Yeah. Should we get into the episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Oh, do you know? Check my notes is what I was gonna say. Then. Do you know the very start that one camera movement where it goes through the whole ship?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
With
that bit of machinery that just keeps doing that, and you're like, what is
it was a bit weird that they opened in like, what is that? A cryo freezer or just a storage with some unconscious people in?
I think
it was a bit weird to open on that when we don't see that room again for like another 2 episodes.
Yeah, I did. I spent the whole, like, all the way up until that came up, just thinking about, wasn't there like a room full of bodies?
Yeah.
They're gonna come back to that at some point.
And
you know
they
what
did.
else was that weird?
An hour later.
You know, just after that really nice camera movement, they immediately sabotaged themselves with a coin flip, and they zoom in on the blurriest coin you'll ever see.
That was
it was literally just a weird shape. I was like,
yeah, that was some like absolute classic, adorable VFX from old Who.
Yeah.
I imagine at the time that was like
cutting
that
edge.
That would have been like a very sweaty guy in a room, spending like days trying to get that right. And we look at it now, it's like, oh wait, that's a bit. Oh, that's a bit
now
weird.
You can just click and drag effects on like that.
Why
and you
did
have
it
to make
zoom in on it after he? Why? Yeah. Why?
Because it
dramatic effect.
Yeah, they wanted to know that it froze.
Because
and then just awkwardly cut an explosion.
Well, no, because throughout the story, a coin flip of the probability and chance and stuff comes. You can't show us a blurry photo and claim it's a blurry. It was blurry in the episode.
Yeah. Paul, do remember this is an audio-only format.
And yeah, you can't criticize
You're showing
a
a
piece
picture
of
on your
80s
phone
TV
to a webcam.
HQ.
Look at that. I'll send the picture then, and it'll be exactly the same.
But yeah, a coin flip does recur through the thing because Adric flips the coin quite often, going, "Should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I be a whiny little bitch? Should I be an even more whiny little bitch?"
I don't know why you're complaining
with the
about
latter.
Adric being white. He was barely in it. Like, I can't even remember.
Yeah, he didn't have much to do.
Because
It's
he
an
assaulted
Android line.
Canine.
You know how we were
Yeah.
discussing which episodes are Doctor Lights? This is an Andric line.
Yeah, it's weird. They've done a lot of Adric Light episodes. It's
I
like
think-
every single one after Earthshock was
Was
an
it
Adric
Yeah.
Light.
700?
I think we can
I
agree
think
that this is
It may have been Adric Light though, because apparently Mary
Mary
Elizabeth,
Whitehouse.
Mary
one who
Poppins?
played Romana,
Oh,
Lila Ward.
Lila
Sorry,
Ward.
I was thinking
Lila
of the
Ward,
other
not
actress.
Mary Tam.
Lila Ward didn't like working with Matthew Waterhouse that much,
really?
apparently.
Oh.
That's
So
now.
She did like Shag and Tom Baker, though, so there is that.
yeah, they got married just shortly after this episode finished filming.
Really?
Rose
Yeah.
Lila Ward is what he'd say.
Yeah, just to go into the trivia a bit before we go into it properly,
Into the plot.
there were
Okay.
apparently very high tensions on set filming this, because Lila Ward and Tom Baker were going through a rough patch in their relationship, and the crew thought they were going to separate, and it came as a surprise when a couple of months later they married.
She was married to Richard Dawkins as well. I didn't know.
Yeah, and she got introduced to him by Douglas Adams.
Isn't he famous for being an atheist, Richard Dawkins?
Yeah.
That's how I was introduced to him. How do you get
Um,
famous just for being an atheist?
Because he writes a lot of books about it.
Yeah.
And does a lot of talks about
Alright.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, between filming this episode and it airing, Lila Ward and Tom Baker got married, so
Huh.
Huh.
Bit of fun there. Bit of fun.
Yeah.
I liked Romana's exit. I know that we
Yeah.
should be
I
talking about this in a
did
bit. But
not. It was really weird, and it was like
was very rushed, but
yeah.
I liked
It just kind of
I don't know. I just like the execution of it, like the music and just the way it's done. But I agree. Like it should have been set up a bit more throughout the episode. She should have shown more that she would be willing to help all of the people on that ship, rather than just last minute. I'm going. It's like okay.
yeah. It really was like, let's get back to the TARDIS. And she got to the TARDIS and was like, oh no, I'm off. See ya. Bye.
Yeah. Then
I'm off back to this building we've just come from.
I did think his last words to her were quite nice, though.
What were they?
What were they?
I didn't write down what they were.
They were.
What a fantastic.
Romana.
bit of,
What's a webisode?
I assumed one of you might have done it. I thought, I'm not writing that.
I don't make notes on these. I don't know if you've noticed. I've not made notes on these since the first episode.
I've not got a lot
Really?
of notes.
Yeah, really.
I
I
was
freestyle it.
making notes, and then I got halfway through episode 2, and I was like, this is actually good, so I will. So, I went back and made notes.
Yeah. It's also weird. This is the second Classic Who episode we watched that's got some right up the front, like, anti-capitalist messages about.
Whoa.
Oh,
I'll have to stop you there, son. Doctor Who's never been political.
There's never no politics here.
I don't know what. I just watched The Green Death the
Not
other day.
once.
That's not about the environment or.
You were the most noble
What are you on
Romana
about?
of them all.
Oh, that was a good line, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like very up front, like, oh, we got to do this. We got to get our bonuses, lads. I don't know. I've made him know them, but yes, like yeah, the Earth Chuck was very like cutting corners to get your bonuses and stuff. I really loved the the bit when Adric turns up in part 4, and he's like, I got this big machine here. I don't know
Yeah.
what any of the buttons can do, but I'm just gonna fucking press them so you stay away from me.
Automatic. It's automatic.
That was.
Oh yes,
so
it's on
brilliant.
automatic.
Doctor says
How-
that.
It doesn't have an automatic setting. How the fuck do you not know how your own machine works?
No, I don't know. If you say anything with confidence, people will believe you.
That is
That's now
true.
a Tom Scott game format, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
It's disconnected.
I've been really loving that.
Yeah, they are good.
It's got some good people on it as well.
What?
Tom Scott's got a new
Game show.
game show format on. He's putting up on YouTube at the moment.
Who's Tom
Hey,
Scott?
Oh,
We've been through this before.
you don't know
Oh,
Tom
is he-
Scott?
Is he the book guy?
What?
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 Are you okay, Paul?
No, the guy you said he wrote that book and you got it signed by him on a Kickstarter.
No, that's
or whatever.
Nerd Cubed.
Right, who's this then?
Tom Scott is
I don't know how to
YouTuber.
describe his. He just
He-
does lots of interesting
Yeah.
stuff.
He has a
Is he
series called Things
famous?
You May Not Know.
Yeah, he just
Depends
goes
on
around the
point of
world
view.
and go, here's a thing, this is really cool. Anyway, I'm off to somewhere else. He's just cool. I like Tom Scott. He's cool. I want to be his friend.
Don't put the pillow back on your head.
Shake.
You just keep shaking his pillows. That's what you do with pillows. You just shake them.
I might just have a lie down while the rest of you talk about Baldur's Gate.
It was...
Anyone else pick up on the woman drivers jokes that they made?
No.
Did they?
When was
Right,
this?
so when they
Oh,
attach
no.
Romana as the navigator, and it's like, oh, she won't last that long or stuff, and it could be like, it's a bit of a either sexist joke because she's a woman and she's weak, or woman drivers are useless.
They know that she's time sensitive, which I really like that idea. By the way, I don't think I've seen that before.
What time sensitive?
The whole time sensitive and using the energy of time sensitive people to break out of e-space.
Sort of in modern Doctor Who, when you get sucked into the void if you've travelled in time.
Oh, and there's Artron energy. I guess Artron energy is like the modern equivalent, isn't it? With the whole like river in the time vortex and.
Also, speaking of women drivers jokes, remember just after Jodie was announced,
I was just thinking of
like,
that,
how will she fly this? Like, get a fucking grip.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The same way all the female companions have driven the TARDIS.
And then it started with a crash in the TARDIS.
Yeah, but that was not Capaldi's fault.
No, it started with her conveniently landing in the middle of a train right in front of Graham and between
the monster. It was more
a
metaphor. Don't let sick old people drive.
And like the outfits and stuff. Did you see his portable computer that guy carried around E-Space with him?
What the big like
the big looked like a frick.
He had like strapped to his front.
Yeah. I just thought that was so ridiculous.
Did any of us notice the green screen?
I didn't notice that there was a use of green screen in this episode.
No, like when they're stood there, you can see the outline of the green around them still.
Oh, it's crap. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've got a picture.
Oh,
we knew that though. I remember that picture we saw of Romana in those gardens. We just knew that there'd be. I didn't think there'd be this much of it in the episode, horrible. But we knew that like we were in.
To be fair, the gardens were worse than the actual just when it was white.
There was a lot in this episode of just people kind of wandering around a weird space.
Yeah.
Like there was so much like wandering in between the gate and the TARDIS and the ship, and just people going, "God, we're in a weird place." Whoa! Or like a weird black and white garden. There was a lot of filler in this episode.
Yeah, I also liked their expedition outfits when the Rovik, I think he was called, said, "Right, expedition, yeah." They just go put on a windbreaker jacket thing.
There's a blue gilet.
Blue gilet. I called it a windbreaker in my notes because I couldn't spell gilet, but...
What did you reckon of the skeletal knights? They looked really cool, I reckon. Like...
They were cool. They had they had good music as well to them. That really stood out.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. The music during that scene was incredible.
It was pretty good.
That Dan called it a hot take.
I love calling things hot takes. Spicy. Oh, hot.
Yes, a hot take from an episode from 1980.
Hot take. Hot.
You done?
Oh,
bit of fun.
Do you know at the very start when the doctor was like, "Oh, I want to press this button," Romana was just fuming. Thought that was pretty good. Tom Baker's just looking at it like dead expression. He's just like, "I'm gonna press it." She's like pulling him away from the console.
I know we've sort of gone into it by saying they got married, but Lila Ward and Tom Baker's on-screen chemistry, even when they were going through a rough patch, apparently when filming this, is brilliant.
Yeah, Tom Baker's acting, even though he's phoning it in, was way better than I'd expected it to be. Like, I wouldn't have even knew he was phoning it in.
What do you mean, phoning it in? What's that about?
Apparently, in his last season, he didn't try as much.
Yeah, he lost
like
his
a lot of
in
the
it.
production values.
Because
and had lost
John Nathan Turner was in at this point. There was the new title sequence. So he was still...
That title sequence is horrible, by the way.
He was still hanging on when they wanted to just shift. That's why everything's a bit early and everything's a bit late, and yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a very weird season, because there's some really great ideas, like we said, and some of it is just very rushed or a bit weak.
It's hard to imagine Tom Baker had nothing to do with Doctor Who for years until he agreed to do the Nest Cottage Chronicles.
I think the best way to describe Nathan Turner taking over would be like Chris Chibnall or Stephen Moffat taking over midway through their predecessor's era, which is basically what he did.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't think as a producer, you wouldn't want to take over whilst you've still got the old Doctor in. You'd want like recast it and do everything anew.
Well,
but they still had Tom Baker, so he had to wait a season.
If you're a fan, you might want to work with them.
Yeah, but Nathan Turner had already worked with him. He'd been working on there since the second or third Doctor as like a forerunner and then producer.
What point did he take over?
Nathan Turner took over at the start of Tom Baker's last series, but he'd been working on the show for a while.
Of this series,
yeah.
So this was his what was it? Second? I've forgotten.
Yeah. So like, what I meant is like, if they went to me now, how do you want to take over? I wouldn't go, well, recast the Doctor. I'd be like, well, yeah, I'd like to work with Jodie, don't you?
I don't know. I
wouldn't necessarily want like a fresh start immediately.
I'd do the opposite. I'd completely fresh start it, predefined Doctor.
Yeah, I think you have to.
A bit like with Eccleston, I just have it. This is the Doctor. They're already regenerated. They've already done that.
Yeah.
It does. You'd always get the showrunners already written for that Doctor anyway. Usually, like.
Yeah, but like,
it's written for Tennant.
It's part of what has managed to keep Doctor Who going for 57 years is the fact that like every few years ago it just gets completely just as a new cast and a new crew. I think if a new crew come in going, let's just keep a bit of it. I think
Here's a fun question. So, given the Moffat had wrote for Davies and Chibnall had wrote for Moffat, who do you think? Who would you want?
Who's written for Chibnall?
Who's written for him? I think the guy who wrote Kablam. But then the next episode he wrote was bad, I think.
Who did Demons of the
He hasn't written for Chibnall, but he wants to. I'd want Neil Gaiman to do more episodes.
That doesn't count.
But I wouldn't want him as a showrunner.
I would.
Of all of the people who are writing for Chibnall at the moment, I think Vinny Patel is doing the most interesting stuff.
Is that the person who did Demons of the Punjab?
Yeah, and
Fugitive of the Judoon.
That'd be my choice.
Yeah, I like this. Even if I've got I'm hesitant about some of the stuff in Fugitive of the Judoon. I think he's probably the best writer on there at the moment.
Yeah, I like how different those two things are, and how there's things I don't like about both of them, but...
No, sorry, you finish.
No, go on.
It's probably also time for a showrunner who isn't a white guy.
That'd be a nice change. Get a different perspective on things, yeah.
If it wasn't Chibnall who took over, who would you have wanted from Moffat's era to...
I have a really bad feeling it would have been Gatiss that would have taken over.
He would have left with Moffat either way. I think.
Jamie Matheson. I don't know.
Quickly
search.
I would have gone with Toby Whitehouse.
Who did?
I think Toby Whitehouse was like consistently good.
Toby Whitehouse is really good.
That would be.
And also he's established. He's done like show running before as well. Did any of you see Being Human?
No, but I know what it is.
Being Human, or yeah,
the vampire thing.
That was really good, and he's a proven showrunner, and I think he would have been good to take over.
Does Rachel Talalay still direct the show, or does she not do that now?
I think she left with Moffat as well.
Her last one was Twice Upon a Time.
She was so good.
She was an excellent director.
He should direct every episode. Ed Himes a good writer. I'd like him.
Ed Himes, which one's he?
He did Kablam.
Yeah, never. Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm sure it's just so.
Oh no.
No, it is. It is Ed Himes that done Kablam. So I remember being dead disappointed.
God, why have I
with
remembered that?
55.
Oh,
I'd
him?
want him. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd want
No.
him, but Orphan 55.
Oh,
It weren't the writing of Orphan 55
No.
that was bad, though.
it was. It
I'd
It
was.
weren't.
have
It was the editing and the pacing. Ed Heim done It Takes You Away.
that was it.
That's a
Yeah.
That's a fantastic episode. That's one of my
I
favourites.
think I want to go back to that one because I think
Should
it was
we
too harsh
go
if it
back
went
to the main topic
So-
of this?
I think it's very telling that
That's-
we stopped
I
talking
was
about
talking
the
to Paul
episode.
about this. I was saying that the segment where we talk about Warriors Gate is going to be so small that
Yeah.
we need to fill it up with news and tangents and stuff. That's why I've not been saying, right, get back on track, because I know that Warriors Gate, we don't actually have much to say
I've
about
not
it.
really got much to say about it.
We
Here's
just
a
got into
question.
listing Doctor Who writers, and
We
I thought
did.
the tangent sort of reached
Here's-
its peak, so I thought I'd try to move it back.
Here's a
I've-
question about Warriors Gate then.
Go on.
Do any of
Go
you
on.
know how K9 ended up with Sarah Jane?
No,
If he
Um,
was left in
different-
E-space with
it was
Romana.
different
off
model.
screen. It was K9. This is K9 2.
Okay.
K9 3 gets dropped off with Sarah Jane prior to the events of
K9 and Company.
K9 and Friends, K9 and Company,
K9 and Company.
K9 and Company. And then
Did we see the Doctor in that? No.
no,
Oh.
Right.
it's off screen that Sarah Jane gets it. And then he K9 3 stays with Sarah Jane up until school reunion, and then he becomes K9 4. Then he goes back with Sarah Jane, ends up fixing a black hole.
Mhm.
Sarah Jane adventures, all that stuff, and then is now apparently with Ace.
Good boy.
Yeah.
I love
Yes,
K9.
he is.
What's everyone's favourite quote from the episode then?
The backlash
backlash.
will bounce back.
The backlash would say, wait, what? The backflash will bounce back.
Oh, this is the backlash.
Yeah.
I'll write it down.
No, the backlash will bounce back.
The
Blast.
backflash will bounce back.
Yeah. Was that on purpose? Do you think?
Rex Carrico.
Probably. It's like you're doing Platoon upon the moon.
Mm.
Maybe Tom Baker just had a hard time saying it.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Oh,
It was Milo
actually-
Ward who said it.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Orphan 55 earlier, I think these cat effects were about as good
I
as the
was
ones
thinking
from
that.
Oh, a colon with a 3 or something.
Hyphen with a 3.
That's
Colon
Go on
with
with
a
the 3.
Is it a piece of grammar?
Yeah.
Punctuation,
It
sorry.
doesn't even have an E in it. But
Free.
My favourite quote. Well, yeah, the 3 is replacing an E. My favourite quote was just when Tom Baker goes, "Don't move, lads. It's on automatic."
Yeah, he's
That's
like
all.
sliding.
I'll make
He's
his
sliding
entire
across
bit-
at that point.
He's like reversing, like, just amazing.
Tom Baker's entire bit where he's in like the dining hall with the cat lion people, and it's just like that's no way to rule an empire, and just
He
glass
overflows the
over.
wine. And
Actually,
then just goes,
I really did
that
like
is
that
a
scene.
really cool bit.
That's
and,
a
like,
good- that's some
I do
classic
just have a
Doctor
brief note
stuff
of
now.
why did that lion guy slap the maid? She did nothing wrong. She literally just filled the glass up to where he wanted it,
They
'cause
just-
they're big meanies.
they
They're
can
big
do
Yeah.
meanies,
whatever they
Cameron.
want.
Just
Yeah.
the bad guys, Cameron.
and then he just sits there in his usual nonchalant, I don't give a fuck style, and just pour the glass, throw it over, and then disappeared.
That's a weird thing about those lion people. I know they had names. I can't remember them though. They
No, I can't.
just like the fact that it was such a weird roller coaster with feeling sorry for them, but no,
Mhm.
some of them are horrible. But this one that Romana meets is quite nice, and the one the Doctor meets is kind of
An arsehole.
not nice. And then like it was
Yeah.
really like what? But I kind of
Yeah, because
like that
at
it
the
wasn't
start you feel sorry
straightforward.
for them because they're kept as slaves, but then you find out that they kept humans as slaves,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, what is
both
this,
sides
and I
are
know-
just equally bad.
What is the lesson to be learned from that? Yeah, I'm not sure what they were quite going for with it.
Feel free to tangent while I leave the room for a second.
What did you think of the effect when we first seen the first Lion Man enter the TARDIS, and it just kept like jumping about?
that?
Do you know, like
So
Oh,
what they were
everyone
trying
was
to do,
like a
that's
bit
quite a good
wavy.
effect.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
like-
He's meant to be
I
out
what
of
it
sync.
was.
it looked
Yeah.
so jagged and weird.
Remember,
I liked
though,
it for
Paul,
what it was.
this is from 1980.
Yeah, but so's Star Wars.
Yeah, but Star Wars,
Budget.
one of them, like at the
Star
time, one of the
Wars
most
was
expensive
not
films
good
on the
either,
make.
like, but
Star Wars had a much bigger budget than these 4 episodes of Doctor Who.
I'd rather watch any Doctor Who to Star Wars anyway. Like.
Star Wars had a big enough budget that it invented most of the technology it used for its special effects.
True.
Like,
But then so
didn't
did
they?
Doctor Who with this weird shitty jitter.
I don't think they invented. Like, didn't they invent? Didn't ILM have to invent motion tracking to do the special effects in
Think
Star
so.
Wars?
They invented George Lucas apparently to make the movie.
Yeah, they grew him out of a vat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Do you
like
reckon they've got
Palpatine.
some of that left?
What,
I reckon
some
if we get some-
George Lucas juice?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
we get some new George Lucas juice, we could
Lucas
probably
juice.
reinvent the film industry. I love that
grow
face
another-
there, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask.
You'll understand when you come to edit it.
You'll understand when you're older.
Oh wait, are we doing the podcast? I've not been recording.
Right, when the Doctor and Romana say, if we're not back in 13.5 minutes, take
Mhm.
off, how long do you think was left of the episode?
Was it 13.5 minutes?
No, it wasn't.
It was it 7 minutes?
No.
Was it 20
4
minutes?
minutes.
No, it was 13, but it wasn't 13.5.
Oh.
13 and a quarter. 13 and 3/4. 13 and a third. 13 and
Given-
1 second. 2 seconds.
Given amounted in seconds, so I don't have to work out how much of a
3
quarter of a
seconds.
second
4
it is.
seconds. 5
So-
seconds. 6, 7.
22.
Oh. Close
So
enough.
Was it
there's literally
23 seconds?
just under 13.5 minutes left when he says that, which I think is quite cool. Although it does sort of, if you decide to be pedantic and go, pause, how long's left then? It does slightly ruin the effect of it. It's like, will they get back in time? Clearly.
Oh, there's when they go and do that, and Romana grounds the circuit through the ladder. She really should have been fried when that happened.
Oh no, I noted how she hit Captain Rovik with the clipboard. It's just really light.
Yeah. She was holding onto a metal ladder that she was grounding the entire ship through.
No, this wasn't at that point. She had stood up onto the thing and was trying to hit Rovik
No,
off
I
the
mean,
Doctor.
after that,
Yeah.
she should have been fried. I'm really using that physics tree to good use, aren't I?
And I also noticed at the end, whilst Adric and the Doctor in the TARDIS, that centre column, as it's going up and down, is wobbling back and forth quite a lot.
Oh, they always are. There's
Yeah.
like episodes where you can see the whole thing shake, isn't there? Like the whole set.
There's ones where it goes, just to do with the mechanism, I guess. It goes up and then drops back round, and it actually
Mhm.
it's going up, but then it's going like that. So it doesn't actually just go straight up and down, I think, ever.
It's on a cam then,
Yeah, it's doing that.
so it's
and
not
then
a circle, it's basically a pair.
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's a big bottle of Iron Brew.
Do you know why it's spelt like that? It's not spelt Iron Brew. It's spelt IRN
BRU.
BRU.
Copyright.
Text.
No.
Difference.
It was legal stuff. Because it neither contains iron nor has been brewed. Legally, they're not allowed to call it Iron Brew. That's why it's
No
spelled
Yeah,
different.
all of the
way.
knockoff versions of it are called IRN BRU.
Literally,
Mhm.
okay. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's Iron Bruce. What
I'm
the
keeping this in. I'm
superhero-
keeping a lot of this in. I'm learning a lot in this one. I'm really
Also,
excited with this.
Iron
Scotland-
Bruce, the superhero name of Iron Man's coffee machine, Java.
Also, Scotland is the only country in the world where Coke isn't the most popular drink.
Yeah.
Most popular drink in shop. Well, yeah, apart from that. Apart from a
Look
can
past
of
tonic wine.
yeah, Iron Brew is the most popular soft drink.
Yeah, it's if you go by company, so Coke, Pepsi, IRN BRU is the third in all of the UK.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
My
Yeah.
uncle told me that the two people who know the secret recipe for Iron Brew are never on flights at the same time in case they both die. Like, what the fuck?
You'll find a lot of things like that if it's true. But yeah. So I don't think we have anything else about the.
I'm
Um,
I'm done.
I've just got trivia written down because that's apparently my thing.
Oh, it's time. It's trivia. Trivia time.
Yeah.
Time for trivia. This is what you bring to it, Cameron.
Yeah.
Trivia.
So
Trivia.
the 4 episodes had an average of 7.47 million viewers
Okay.
on first broadcast, which is one of them had like 6.7 and one had 8.3. So
Whoa.
Huh.
Clearly they found it more interesting in the middle. The executive producer Barry Letts found the script confusing, which I
Yeah.
agree with him.
I can understand that. It's a bit all over the place.
Yeah. As mentioned, it was the last appearance of Lila Ward as Romana in Doctor Who, apart from a brief appearance in Dimensions in Time, but that had everyone in and is sort of non-official.
She's hiding behind a car in a garage. Oh, what an episode!
Because
What a treat!
it was on Noel's house party.
We'll get to it.
Also
We'll get to it
EastEnders.
at some point.
I don't know. Is it in the randomizer? Do you know? Or do we have to go right Dimensions in Time?
It counts as an anniversary episode, so we will be watching it on episode 30.
Oh,
There we go. We've got that
Um,
to look forward to.
And then, of course, it's the last regular appearance of John Leeson as K9, who signed on to Series 18, so the character was written out. He signed on and wanted the character written out.
So do we see him? Oh no, it's a different K9 then, isn't it? In the 5 Doctors.
No, it is his last regular appearance. It's K9 Mark III, but it's still John Leeson.
Okay.
And
so
that is the last appearance
as a regular.
The next time we see him then will be in the 5 Doctors.
That is K9's last appearance in Classic Who, though, the 5 Doctors.
Yeah.
And he's not seen again until School Reunion, and then Sarah Jane Adventures, all that lovely, lovely stuff.
Speaking of K9,
we are not doing the Australian K9 show.
No. Shall we talk about the movie?
No.
Is this a real thing?
K9. Yep. K9 versus Omega Time Quake coming in 2015.
Versus Omega.
Because they think K9 can hold his own against Omega.
He does have a laser.
They gave him a new official design and everything for this. And then the page still posts. And then there's just no word on if it's happening or not. Last I heard, they said something about the working on it being a movie and a TV show. And then just no news since. But it sounds so bad I want it.
It was during the making of this story that Tom Baker announced he would be leaving.
I wonder what made them do that.
So I think that's partially why tensions were high on the set, because it was Lila Ward's last episode, and Tom Baker then decided, you know what, I'm going to leave at the end of this series.
Yeah.
And then director Paul Joyce wanted to shoot the episode to look more film-like, which I think we sort of touched on throughout our discussion. I can't remember.
I mean, that first shot was pretty good, but after that...
Yeah. And wanted to do some of the shots as a shoot offset, which is where the cameras are pointed up so they look off the set and you can see all the studio lights and stuff, which was banned at the BBC at the time.
Wait, what? What is it?
One of the effects he wanted to do, so you have the cameras pointing up and you can see all the studio lights and stuff, and if they on a spaceship makes it look taller.
Okay.
That effect was banned by the BBC. You could only show your set. You couldn't show anything above the roof, basically.
Why on earth
Right.
is that a thing?
I don't know.
Is
And
it to protect someone? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. But yeah, apparently Paul Joyce kept clashing on set with Barry Letts and John Nathan Turner, and at one point Paul Joyce left his role as director, but then returned to finish the story, but then never worked on Doctor Who again. And I can't even look him up because he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. And then
what a lovely...
Like
oh, go on.
The Gundans, who I think were the Lion people...
I think they were the weird cat.
Yes. Were originally called the Shoguns, which sort of sounds like Shobogun, so I wrote that down.
Yeah, like Shoguns as in the samurai.
As in the Mitsubishi Shogun. The
award-winning
SUV crossover.
If it is as in the samurai thing, that would explain the robots that come and kill them.
No, that'll explain the title being Warrior's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was warrior-y about it?
I don't know.
Warrior.
It's just cool, though, isn't it?
It's a cool name. It is a cool name.
Oh, very
in the
sleepy.
episode.
Most of
I'm
Rawbik's
right.
crew are wearing ex-NASA clothing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's all
Right.
of the interesting trivia I could find. Most of it was just about how this actor was originally meant to be this one but wasn't available, so we had this one instead, or this one was going to be this role. Apparently, Derek Jacobi was going to be in it,
That's right. Yeah.
which
Classic
I
Derek
don't think
Jacobi, that.
would have
So,
worked as well.
Yeah. Should we wrap up Warriors Gate then?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up, put it in a shoebox, leave it under my bed, and we won't return to it for another 30 years or so.
Like all them dead cats.
There you go.
Next to them.
Very good.
You
What's
have a
next? What have we got next?
We've got the randomizer because we don't have any viewer thoughts, do we?
No,
Oh,
I think we do.
actually.
Do we?
One or two.
We
I
probably
think.
have better viewer thoughts than our thoughts.
Yeah, we could probably
I'll
get
get
more
them
of an episode out of just these comments.
So Tom said,
I'm just gonna pop to the toilet while you do this.
Have a good one.
"Stand."
I will.
Have fun,
Have a good
but not too much fun. You're having a shit, man.
So Tom says, I haven't seen it in a long time. And then I asked him for a bit more, if he remembered any. And he said, it's alright, came away from it with no good or bad memories. The only thing I directly remember is K9 and Romana staying behind. Here, take K9.
Yeah, it's one of those where important things do happen for the arcs, but for an actual story on its own, you could probably do with missing it.
It's like he wanted to get rid of K9 and he was looking for an excuse, and she went, like, I'll see you in a bit, Doctor, and he went, oh, take K9, and then just fucked off straight away.
Well, if he took K9 with him, K9 would have stayed broken, but if he stayed on the mirror dimension or something, he was fixed and he could do all of his stuff.
Ooh.
I mean, he does have a box of spare K9 parts in the back of the TARDIS.
Yeah. Freddie said, I really like the idea, and I really like the idea of it, and like that it does something new. Everything in reality, however, in reality, it's not as interesting or weird as I was hoping. The minimalist aesthetic really works, even if I find the Wolfman-esque villains, aliens, a bit rubbish. I'm so bad at reading.
Someone did point out it does start off quite similar to Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
There's a horror movie called Alien. That weren't even Scottish accents. That was just bad.
You've got a horror movie called Alien. No wonder
Don't
people
let your
keep
neighbours
invading
hear
you.
you, Dan.
That's incredibly offensive. He says he liked Adzik. Oh, he said Adzik was a bit pointless, fitting into Romana. Tom Baker is also pretty good. He prefers it to season 17, which is a hot take. And then Landy said the visuals are lovely and I like the general idea. I think it's better than most of the late Fourth Doctor episodes. So yeah, that's all the viewer thoughts on the absolute classic Warriors Gate.
Thank you, viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're doing another, for those listening, I've got a webcam now so everyone can see
Are we
my
gonna
face
do the
on
drum
the
roll?
randomizer. So I'm just holding it up.
Are we
I'm gonna
gonna
press
do the
it.
drum roll?
Let's see.
Yeah, but are we going to press it 3 times?
Depends what stories we get.
Yeah, true. Alright,
Yeah.
give us a drum roll then.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no!
No.
It's the Saranga
Yes!
Oh
Conundrum.
please no! Oh
The
no!
Saranga
Press it again.
Conundrum.
I can't do another dull
no.
episode.
Oh,
Please,
go
not
on.
after
Yeah,
Warriors
can we
Gate.
just have a good episode of Doctor Who?
Yeah, give us another drum roll. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Aliens of London.
Okay.
/ World War
/
3.
World War 3 though. We'll be here for hours.
No, we won't.
Do
Be
it
here
again.
you'll be there for an hour and a half.
No, I mean when we talk about it. Remember what happened
No.
last time?
That's true.
The two
Choose
parters. Do
another.
it again.
Okay, ready? I do have a list of stuff we said we wanted to talk about, so I might just ditch all 3 of these and go for something else. 3. Oh, give us a drum roll.
So-
Give us a drum roll.
What? Don't count down from 3 after we started it then.
7, 9, 12. The moon base.
What?
Wait, can we even watch the
one is
moon
it?
This
base?
is a first
First
Doctor,
Doctor
isn't it?
one. Is it the one with the zombie?
It's not. It's a second Doctor one. It's the
Second Doctor.
Cybermen.
No, it's Cybermen's second appearance, I think.
Should I get the spreadsheet up?
But then aliens, we can't do either unless it's
Since this was K9's last regular appearance, do you want to do school reunion or something like that? Then
I'm just gonna
That
get
would
up
be
the.
fun.
That would be fun. I'm just getting up the
But that,
spreadsheet so I can
I
see
also
what
watched
we
it
wanted to
a couple of
do.
days ago.
But I was thinking
Do
we've just
K9 episode
had
1, the generation.
we've just had a long classic one where not much really happened and we didn't quite like it. So if we don't do a two-parter, just do one episode that is enjoyable from start to end.
Yeah.
So school reunion's a good shout. We'll put a pin in that. I'm just trying to find the.
Toby Whitehouse as well.
Oh.
I'm sure I've got some pins around here somewhere.
Don't actually get a pin. You don't need it. I'm just waiting for the spreadsheet to open.
He's getting a pen anyway.
Done it.
I could just press the
that's
randomiser
not
again while we wait.
Pen. Go on. Do it 2 more times.
Alright, I've done it
Round
once,
it up to
and
5.
we've got the next Doctor.
Christmas
Oh,
episode.
Christmas
Christmas
episode,
one.
so we're going to wait for that. The spreadsheet's just loaded, so if this next one isn't particularly spicy, then we can... Right, okay, 3, 2, 1. Knock Knock. These are all
Yeah.
pretty...
Knock Knock's a good one. It's an interesting one.
It's got Inspector
interesting.
Horror in it.
Second Doctor's whatever in it.
Harry Sullivan's grandson.
Do you want me
That's
to
the-
just quickly gloss over the ones we've said that we'd like to do in the first 10 episodes or so?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll just reel them off. Partners in Crime, The Doctor's Wife, Boomtown, Blink, School Reunion, Vincent and the Doctor, Midnight, The 10th Planet, Parting of the Ways, that series finale, Amy's Choice, Rings of Akaten, God Complex, Demons of the Punjab, Listen, The Caretaker, Love and Monsters, we've done, Beast Below, Horror of Fangrock.
Beast Below.
The Beast Below?
Yeah, we
yeah.
did say we'd do that for episode 2.
I watched the 11th hour the other day, so Beast Below would be fun to carry on with that.
Okay.
I've not watched most of New Who since the start of lockdown.
So basically, I've implemented the randomizer, but when we don't like the randomizer, we just choose what we want.
We just go back to the list.
That is the
The
system.
randomizer, it's not there as like a challenge.
We already
it's not
ignore it because we
suggested.
press it 3 times.
It's just there
I mean,
because if we want a
It
good
is
one,
there
a
as a
good one
challenge
comes up. that
if we
didn't
have to
think of.
sit through a shit episode.
Yeah, well, it's more of like, so we're not just
Oh,
going, I like this episode, let's watch this one. I like this
Yeah.
I should just say,
Because I'm-
we don't think Aliens of London and World War 3 are shit.
Oh no,
We
love
just
them.
want
but,
to
um,
leave it for
we
when
don't
we
wanna
have
do
more
another-
time to do a
Yeah.
longer episode.
We don't
Leave
want to
it
do
for-
another
we never want to
two-parter,
watch Earthshock.
and we
if
don't
we
want to
hadn't
do
had
a
randomizer.
we don't want to do a video on something that everyone will be talking about soon.
If you wanna wanna hear anyone talk about
Any
Aliens
Ninth
of
Doctor
London,
scene.
then you can watch One Fantastic Scene
Yeah, good
because
shit.
there's a good few about them.
So should we plug some stuff and wrap it up?
Yes.
Yes. Me and Cameron have the Out of Time video out.
Yes.
Dan can
Yeah.
link that in the description.
Yep, that'll be there underneath the time
Yeah.
codes and stuff.
The announcement again, if anyone wants to take part in that still.
Yep. Next episode. Hang on, what date are we on? Oh, we've
It's
got
the
we've got
29th.
another 2 episodes yet. I could start whenever the episode is that comes out when it started. I'll put the playlist link in there as well.
What
Are we
about
gonna
Mr.
talk about,
Mr. Hushka?
Like, our bits on here is sort of like a Shobocast
It will be.
One Fantastic
I've
Scene.
got an idea for that.
Oh, okay.
It needs
my
refining.
bit will be on my channel. And then
Your bit will be on
I don't
there.
know whether you three are doing the same one or what.
Yeah, I've got a script for a video for this One Fantastic Scene thing that I was trying to do, and it's just not. You know, when you just
I've
can't
got-
write, and you just can't.
Yeah.
I've got 2 paragraphs.
It's like
So
writer's block, but I've had it for about 8 years.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna go well. Yeah, we'll get involved in that, and we'll put something on this channel to do with it, because I'd like to do other stuff that isn't just the podcast. You got anything
It's
to
a
plug?
contrast.
You got anything to plug?
Social
I'm
media,
Follow
at Shinksy_ on Twitter.
Shobocast on
Instagram, and Twitter.
Instagram, email.
Because you simply must be on email
Yeah.
these days.
You simply have to be.
Yeah,
I'm
so
at
is
Paul
at-
Demort on Twitter.
I'm at Welcome to
Paul
York's,
Demort.
which is the Welcome to Yorkshire tourist page, because I'm never going to say my actual Twitter on this. I'm always going to say a different one.
But it's linked in the description.
I know!
I'm more tired than I was when we started this podcast.
Yep.
Bringing it back around.
Dan's also more tired.
I'm also more tired. I'm going to have a little nap.
Not.
I'll make some tea and have a little nap.
And we hope you have nice naps at home. Thank you for tuning in to episode 6 of the Shobocast.
Maybe it's
Find us on Twitter and Instagram, you turds, and we'll do another episode soon. What we talk about next time? Beast Below. So that'll be
the Beast Below.
I can already see the thumbnail.
Right.
And
should we say bye?
Right.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Black Lives Matter.
Ta-da!
Don't be dicks.
Bye.
Yeah.